Hi guys, it's Martha here and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you are keeping well and safe. I know it's been 6 weeks, we are all under pressure, but hang in there and stay positive. I believe we're all going to come out of this stronger than ever. So today I've got a couple of things that I'm going to share with you guys. The first thing is I'm going to talk about choosing the right property for investment. The second thing is I'm just going to take you on a tour, just an update really on the external works that we've done so far on the project that we are currently working on. So stay tuned, you do not want to miss out. Now, going back to choosing the right property for investment, this first thing I'm going to talk about is location, location, location. We've all heard about that. In my previous video, I spoke about portals such as Zoopla and Rightmove. You can use those same portals to go and pull out some information on the current valuations and historic sold prices that will then ascertain if there has been an increase or rise in prices in an area. Location also determines the natural capital growth on a property. This is very important if you are thinking of reselling at some point, or you are thinking of remortgaging so you can release some equity to reinvest in another property. Don't be tempted in buying a property that is very cheap. Usually it's because it's in an undesirable area, so you will struggle to sell it on or to release equity because the natural capital growth is very slow. So bear that in mind. The second thing I'm going to talk about is potential. Potential usually determines the physical capital growth of a property. So how do you achieve that? You can achieve that by doing some work on the property or extending or increasing the footprint of the property. There are three main things that I'm going to focus on today that I believe can increase the value of the property instantly. The first thing is a loft conversion. When you go out to view a property, just look out. Has it got a high-pitched roof or is it a flat roof? If it's a high-pitched roof, then there might be a possibility that you will be able to do what's called a loft conversion. There are certain height restrictions and guidelines that you have to meet for your planning application to be approved. Also, look around in the neighborhood. Are there any similar properties that have had the similar type of work done already? If there is, then that might be to your advantage because then historically it's showing that there has been some approvals already. So bear that in mind. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a back or a rear extension. In the UK, you cannot extend to more than half the original size of the garden. So if you come across a property that has got a large garden where you can do a 3-meter or even a 6-meter back extension without having to use more than half the original size of the garden, then that property is good to invest in. Check the proximity of your boundaries to your neighbors. Can you also do a side extension? If you can do all these things, then it's time to call in the contractors and the builders so that they can advise you on whether the work is doable, and if it's doable, how much is it going to cost you. Everything comes down to your numbers. Work out the capital that you're going to put in purchasing the property, how much you're spending doing it up, and the end valuation. If your numbers are working out and you are ending up with a profit, then that property is potential and is a good investment. Familiarize yourself with the planning portals for guidance, allowances, and limits of things that you can do and things that you cannot do. This can be done free on council websites. There are other considerations that you can keep in mind, things like parking. You might have found a property in a good location, you can extend the property, but it doesn't have parking. As long as it has a front garden, you might want to think of transforming the garden into a driveway. That will definitely make that property more appealing and desirable to the rental market or even for reselling purposes. What market are you targeting? Are they families? If they are families, then you know you'll be looking at properties that are close to primary and secondary schools. Are they university students? The property will need to be close to universities. Is it hospitals? Is it industrial parks or business parks? All those things are things that you will need to consider when you are choosing a property to invest in. I hope you'll find all this information useful. If you've got any questions and any queries or topics that you would like me to talk about on this platform, please drop them in the comment section box. Otherwise, I'll take you through for the tour